Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I'm joined this evening by Callum and Jamie. How are we both doing this evening? How are we all doing this evening?
I was all right before we had that chat before we came on the show.
Yeah. Good days, everyone. Good days. Crazy.
I'm loving
days.
life. I ain't gonna lie. I'm loving life. Fuck it. It's all good, man.
Jamie's
It's all
loving the
good.
chaos.
I'm here for the violence. I actually want. I want everything to go upside down. I want the biggest disaster in football in history, Liverpool Football Club this summer. I just want to sit back and watch it. I want to watch it burn. I am sick of it. I'm so sick and tired of Liverpool fans. They do my head in. Burn the club.
So on a different note, I just want to see the Conservatives get voted in again. That I will sit and watch the world burn if that happened. But
I literally do think you got more chance of Liverpool buying Mbappe than that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. But speaking of, things not happening. Is this happening? Is this happening? UFC 303. Mcgregor Chandler. I'll just go through the timeline of what's been going on so far, and then we'll read through some of Ariel's tweets and some updates and stuff like that. So the timeline so far: 3rd of June, press conference in Ireland called off. McGregor tweets, fight still on. 4th of June, UFC starts to send out feelers to fighters. June 5th, UFC are reportedly more optimistic. June 7th, official UFC 303 promo drops. 12th of June, UFC are now less optimistic and are making offers to fighters. June 13th, Conor McGregor posts story quickly referencing an injury and quickly deletes. And also, this has been magnified more by Ariel Hawani, who has been keeping the whole of MMA Twitter up to date with regarding this. So I'm just going to share the screen.
What was Connor's injury?
So like he did like a quote back in the day about like the resistance with the training and stuff like that. You're more likely to pick up injuries. He just retweeted him saying that. Yeah, big up there, Daz. Big up. Oh yeah, and everyone that's just joined, make sure to hit the like button, share button. Obviously, a link to the GoFundMe for the Midnight Walk in August is in the description, and also description to Jamie's channel and the Sanderson Show also. So this was 6 hours ago. So this is what Ariel tweeted. This is like his first tweet of the day regarding this. So the UFC are not intentionally trying to drag out this 303 saga. They are burning the midnight oil to find this replacement solution. The issue is there are not a ton of options available right now. If they would have announced it and already moved on. So someone trying to make sure that this doesn't go. Yeah. So someone tweeted, is the fight off? But not 100%, but I'd be extremely surprised at this point if it remains. They are actively negotiating with multiple camps to find a replacement. It is up in the air. They're still proceeding at this time like they need a replacement. And we go on. Trying to think. And someone asked, like, would they cancel the whole event? Either put they won't, which they won't because it's International Fight Week.
Yeah.
And someone asked about the correlation of the Dublin press being cancelled and the fight falling out. Does it look like a bad week for the UFC? And he put, yes, 100%. But like I said last week, they've done everything in their power to try and salvage this. Hence the up, down, up nature of it all. I know it's driving everyone crazy, but it's really how it's all gone down. And then asked about Kayla Harrison, hand surgery. And then about ticket refunds. If a main event falls through in Nevada, there's an opportunity to get refunds. Every state's different. And I think that was just go through because he's been tweeting a lot about this. And then he tweeted 4 hours ago, barring any crazy setbacks, which I don't anticipate at the moment, the hope it all involved for the 303 saga is to end today, tomorrow at the latest. but really everyone is pushing for today. And then also as another news as well, that Ariel also tweeted, as long as the main event in doubt, in addition, they are also working on a new co-main event for UFC 303. And he's also told the UFC, because the current co-main event of Hill Goldberg might need to find a replacement too. And if so, it could get bumped down, or a new fight that has been discussed, and it is being discussed that it's going to, in the works, is Brian Ortega versus Diego Lopez at 145 pounds, which is the rumored fight to be added on. And then he tweeted an hour ago, there's a feeling that there are so many moving parts and dominoes, and they want to have them all, or the vast majority, finalized and everything announced in one shot. And I believe, I'll just retweet his Twitter page, and we'll see if he's actually tweeted anything more with regards to this. He just said, in what world, it's been that kind of day, and also is touching on a different subject that we'll touch on later. But basically, it has been an absolute nightmare.
It's crazy.
Nightmare. So let's start off with you, Callum. What on earth is going on? Is it injury? Is it a PR stunt? Is this a PR stunt to basically cynically bury Ariel a little bit, because he is the only big MMA account? I know he's the biggest person in the space, but he's the biggest person to be reporting on it. No one else has really corroborated his story that this event, this main event could be cancelled. What do you think the issue is? Could it be his contract? Do you think he's asking for more money? Do you think he doesn't even want this fight and he's going, oh, if I'm going to fight, I need to add another extra zero on my check? What do you think this issue is for Conor?
To answer the first one, bro, I don't think Ariel's going to get thrown under the bus here, because I don't think Ariel's going to the UFC. He hasn't got a relationship with Dana. I don't think he would go to the UFC and ask for these quotes or ask for what's happening. I think he would go direct to the people involved, whether that be Conor's camp or Chandler's camp, etc. So I don't think Ariel will be getting thrown under the bus by the UFC. The reason probably others aren't reporting on it is because they probably have no inclination of what's going on and probably have no inside information. In terms of the situation with the actual fight card, I don't think Conor would do this at this point regarding the contract. I reckon Conor's contract would have been signed before the fight would have been announced. If there's one thing we've learned with Conor, you don't play with his money. Like, he's the cash cow, and you're gonna make your money back with Conor. You might have to pay Conor 10 million to fight. You know you're gonna make that money back, because you're not gonna put on as many champions or people with pay-per-view points on the card for a start. You're gonna put the gate to as high as you can possibly put it, so you know you're gonna make that money back in pay-per-view sales as well as gate. So you know for a fact you'll make that money back. I genuinely do think there is something going behind the scenes, because if there's one thing about Conor, he doesn't pull out of fights. Like, go through and look at his career. The guy doesn't pull out of fights. If he signs on the dotted line,
I have to say, Cage Warriors said he did pull out of a fight back in Cage Warriors.
All right, in the UFC then. In the UFC, he never pulled out of a fight. And let's be real, the Chad Mendes fight, went into it with a bad MCL, could have pulled out. Dustin fight, he was compromised, ended up breaking his leg. If this was the Conor of 2015 and Conor's fighting with an injury, I think Conor's probably getting a bit older, getting a bit wiser, and thinking to himself, look, the last time I went into a fight where I wasn't 100% or close to being 100% or compromised, I ended up snapping my leg and being out for the last 2.5, 3 years. I can't afford to do that again. If he's genuinely serious about making a run and making this title run or making himself look like the superstar and fighter that he is, he can't go into it compromised again, especially with a fighter like Chandler, because he will get obliterated. The issue I have is probably with the UFC, but I think they're in a lose-lose situation. The UFC don't want to, in my opinion, announce anything as of right now, because as of right now, the casual fan believes that Conor McGregor's fighting, that have either already bought the pay-per-view or going to buy the pay-per-view, and people traveling or would have bought tickets already. However, because of that, you could argue they should be making an announcement of what's going to happen next. But I think they're waiting to see whether Conor can make the card or not. Chandler, we know is fine. We know Chandler's fine. He did an interview in the Pivot podcast recently, talking about the fight, talking about how ready he is for it. We know he's fine. There's no issues from his side. The one that really is worrying for me is the Oldberg and Jamal Hill fight, because having to find a co-main and a new main event is crazy for the expectation of a Conor McGregor card. Like, they are in a bad place if this is the case.
And also what I mentioned about, look here, so this is also in the works as well. I know I mentioned it. This is also in the works for UFC 303, which is only, let's be honest, it's 2 weeks away.
Yeah,
it's 2 weeks away, and
days, yeah.
I'll go to you, Jamie. Like, we know that when the UFC's hot, when it comes to, you know, booking fights, planning it, making sure that events go smoothly, it's hot. But I have noticed, especially over the last year, they have been getting very sloppy when it comes to booking fights. Fighters pulling out on a dime like that. Like, okay, I know pull-out for certain specific things are necessary, like if you're ill or suffered an injury. But for me, this is all planning. And I don't know if you think like this, but I think the UFC used this chaos to sort of pull more pay-per-views, to get more hype. Because let's be honest, has there really been promo for UFC 303? Big shout out to Mcgregor. What's up? Actually, good thing I didn't say that properly, or else I would have been got. So good thing I'm dyslexic. I can't say stuff properly. So Christian, fair play. You nearly got me, but you didn't get me.
Come on,
Christian. Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just realised what that actually says.
Yeah.
That's a bit naughty. That's a bit naughty.
Hey, it's all right. I didn't say it, so I didn't
I don't mind
jump through the screen and get me.
The one with that particular, be careful, because like if someone clipped up Luke saying that, like it's a lot of political for him to go through. So
So
all the other ones I don't mind, but that one, just be careful with that one, because that, trust me, that opens a can of worms.
So Jamie, like, do you think the UFC uses this, like, also like cloud as like a way to drive pay-per-view, to sort of then sit on the back seat and go, look, we don't need to promote this, because all we've got to do is just put a few things out, and people are so panicked that the card's going to get cancelled that they're going to be happy with no matter what we put out. Like, what do you think about that?
I don't know, because if Conor's not fighting, I think they should have cancelled the whole pay-per-view.
But they can't. It's International Fight Week.
Oh, hold on. Let him cook. Go on, Jay.
Because they did it for
violence, Luke. I need to hear what Jay's cooking right now.
Look, they did it for John Jones because they couldn't find a competitor apparently, and they cancelled the pay-per-view.
Okay.
I don't think UFC care about pay-per-view buy rates. I really don't care. What they care about is the how much money they make from attendances. They don't talk about buy rates no more. When Dana does his press, he don't really talk about the buy rate.
No.
He talks about how much money they make in the arena.
That's true.
He used to go, oh, the demo was this, the buy rate was this, and we made this much money. Now he just talks about the money. That's all he cares about. I don't think he cares about pay-per-view buy rates. With this kind of thing, look, honestly, I believe what Ariel One is saying. I think he gets quite a lot right. He gets the information for everyone else. He's got no love for UFC, but he's got love for the sport. And I think what he's saying is true. There is something up. I've noticed being here and obviously in Britain on TNT Sports, you barely get an advert now for 303.
Nope.
Advertising's been pulled. But about a month ago, advertising was all over the place for 303 for Conor McGregor. Barely see it now. I mean, it's even a pay-per-view in this country that we got to actually pay for. and it's you barely see an advert or push for it. Something's definitely happened. The problem
what
is,
do you think it is, Jamie? What do you think it is? Do you think it's actually injury, or do you think that there has been a fall? I wouldn't say falling out like last minute. That he's like, yeah, fuck this, I don't want to do it.
it's been a while. When was the last Conor fight? 3 years ago.
Yeah, 2021.
Has Conor ever fought under TKO yet? Was TKO 2021?
No, he wouldn't have.
Oh, no.
They do pay-per-views differently now. I got a feeling it's not an injury, that it's more to do with pay-per-view points.
Yeah,
Conor getting what he thinks he's worth, and I don't think the company are giving him what he thinks he's worth. And that's why he's not pulling out yet. They're just doing business behind the scenes. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's a last-minute thing when they just go, right, just give Conor what he wants and we kick off the show. That's what makes more sense to me. I just feel like Conor, as we all said, we all know Conor knows his worth. For me, I know no one says no one's bigger in the company, but for the company, Conor knows he's bigger than Dana White, in my opinion.
Oh, of course.
And he wants a cut. We've heard Conor before saying he wants to cut the company, not alone the pay-per-views when he's fighting. I think it's got to do with financial issues. I don't think Conor don't want to have this fight. I don't think he's not. If he was injured, I think that would have come out by now. You can't hide an injury. You literally can't.
Well,
so that would have come out by now.
He did hide it against Poirier, to be fair, about the issue with the leg. How much of it we actually believed is a different thing. But when Ariel was saying about like the list of reasons why it's not, obviously, like people thought, oh my God, has he popped? Has he been arrested? Obviously, that, to our knowledge, is not true.
No.
And the injury stuff, unless the only thing that I can say for the injury thing, unless they think that he could fight on it, and they're sort of waiting to see how his rehab goes, which is very risky, because let's say that he is actually injured and they are sort of playing it by ear to see if he recovers, how he recovers. You are leaving yourselves very little time. And as the tweets I was reading out, the list of champions available on 2 weeks' notice are so slim. You can't get any of the women, because 2 of them are doing tough.
You could get one. Wouldn't necessarily be a championship fight. I mean, if they've put feelers out, Kayla Harrison and Amanda Nunes at 45 could work.
Kayla's had hand surgery, so she's not fine. Yeah, Ottoman, Kolch's, it's expensive. It's expensive stuff.
Hell of a drug.
Yeah, it's definitely expensive stuff. But what's that? Oh yeah. Thanks for that, Jamie. I'll probably go through that in a minute. But I do think that with injury, I don't think it's injury. I think this is marketing. I do think it's more money, because I'll show something that Dana tweeted out, right, about St. Louis, the literal card that just went, right, and about how little he cares about pay-per-view buy rates. I will just show, because Dana's made an announcement confirming Khamzat's out. But right, share the screen here. Louisville did over 20, did under 20,000 in the seats, right? And if you can see here, highest grossing UFC fight night of all time, gate 2.5 million, right? I have to say, card was pretty meaty.
Very meaty.
Card wasn't great. A very controversial end, with the early stoppage, right? Not any charismatic guys on the cards. To my knowledge, there wasn't any like highlight moments. However, that's 20,000 seat arena, £2.5 million gate for a card they've just thrown together. And if I'm Conor and I'm doing business and I've seen this, I'm going, fucking hell yeah, let's get Hunter back in here. and say, "Oh, whoa, yeah, I need a bigger slice of that pie. I need a bigger slice, or else I'm not going to fight." And I'm wondering that if he's just sat there and gone, "Yeah, you better add another couple of zeros, or else good luck finding it, because you're going to let a lot of people down if it does get confirmed that Mcgregor is out." Is out. I'll just go through a few things. They need Conor versus Islam. Imagine the madness in pay-per-view numbers. Yeah, do good numbers. Won't be a competitive fight though. Be good. We'll do good numbers.
Fight at all.
Won't be a fair fight. John Henry's a lanky stringer. You know what? Evening. Yeah, not saying that because that's also another bait name. Yeah, so no. And then 20k is nothing. Pulling the WWE pulling 80k plus pay-per-views. Yeah, and I think I do agree with you, Jamie, that I do think it's more financial. I know Errol's come out and said that is nothing to do with the contract, but that's the thing I don't believe, Callum. Like, do you think that it's contract issues?
I don't, because I think if it was, remember, I think Daniel Cormier came out and said it, and after the first or second John Jones fight, he just got a check for $1 million, just randomly separately from anything he negotiated. I reckon Conor would get something like that if it was really about money. I think the UFC knows when it comes to money, they're not going to get bent over a barrel because they don't need to anymore. But they're also not going to put themselves in a position where they're scrambling for another fight at this stage, because they know the damage that it will do will be way, way worse than giving Conor the extra money. And I don't think Conor's asking for that extra money. I think, remember, he's got Paradigm. He's got, is it Tim's working with him, isn't it? Tim Simpson. Like, those guys are so diligent in their work. I don't think they'd have left anything unturned before signing a deal.
Big facts, John Henry. Yeah, like you said, that neither of them are pulled out if you're not counting Cage Warriors, because Conor did put out once due to. Oh yeah,
you could call them both Endo.
This has come from somewhere. Obviously, something's happened, because the buzz of this fight has gone down the last
if there's nothing
2 weeks. Yeah, Harold Wiley, people might not like him, but he does get a lot of information, the correct information that he puts out there. The fact they're looking for a new co-main event. I mean, the reason they're looking for a new co-main event is because that co-main event absolutely sucks ass and should not be a co-main event.
It's going to get changed. It's going to even get changed. Yeah, so
Gary, MVP co-main event, second best match on the card. I mean,
but then they've also tweeted this, like, I am new to sharing the screen, so just bear with everyone in the chat whilst I try and and like, they also obviously, Charles was asked, his head coach was asked, like, has he heard anything? Stepping in at short notice. Obviously, we'll get a little bit more clarity, but I'll throw an idea out.
Yuri Pereira.
If McGregor's like, F this, I'm out of it for this fight. Do you think they, say, Chandler, you know what? We've been thinking about 165-pound belt. Yeah, do you want to have a shot at it? Versus the Charles, run that back. I don't know, because let's say McGregor doesn't show up, they need a draw. Like, if McGregor pulls out, he and Gary might be like, you know what, F this. I'd rather fight on the Manchester card. I'm only fighting on this card because McGregor's fighting on this card.
Yeah, I'm just reading something as well about that as well. So there's a rumor going around at the moment that if this don't happen to save the card, they're going to do Diogo Lopez and Brian Ortega in the co-main, and MVP and Ian Gary in the main event.
I'll be honest with you. The fact that what you just said, Luke, makes me think Jay might be right. They might cancel the pay-per-view.
How much? Okay, we say, right, the UFC is bulletproof, right? It's bulletproof. No matter how much shit you throw at the UFC, it's completely bulletproof. And then at the UFC have tweeted this. The Instagram. So what is actually going on? Like, because let's say, this is just marketing just for McGregor to pull out. The UFC could get sued for this because this is false advertising.
They wouldn't. They can't because he's not pulled out yet officially.
As long as they put cards subject to change,
then
it's absolutely fine.
Yeah. People in the chat. There's 15 people in here.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
Oh yeah. Make sure you hit like button, share button, subscribe button. If anything breaks, let us know, and then I'll find it on Twitter, so we can pull it up on it.
So this is UFC's paid partner in Kudo Protein. Yeah, it's their paid partner, and they're just saying, and they've just put McGregor's face on that. So they would have put this Instagram up anyway because it's their paid partner, and they just put McGregor's face on it. Yeah, I don't know. Something's definitely happened because there's never been talk like this for a fight, and UFC's proper quiet. Because why has Dana not come out and shot any of this down? Like, if this weren't an action, if this was not reality, and Ariel Helwani was talking out of his ass, there's not a man on planet Earth who hates Ariel Helwani more than Dana White. So why has he not just come out and said what Ariel Helwani's talking is absolute bollocks? No one listened to him. The fight's going to happen. I'll give you 1,000% that he does. Don't worry about anything. I don't know these stories. It's all made up, and it's a bitter man who just wants to get some clout. He could say something like that because Dana hates that man.
Yeah.
So why has he not come out and said anything? That's the thing that worries me about it. The fact that no one's come out and said anything from UFC.
Because as UFC said, like, he said it's financially dead. I think they confirmed, the gate's a £20 million gate. With or without
the gate's
McGregor
already there.
If McGregor pulls out, the UFC made 20 mil.
Yeah, and that's the problem is though, this
And
gate's huge. This gate's huge because it's Conor on the card, right?
Yeah.
That is why what Ariel's basically saying, because the gate's it's a sold out pay-per-view well in advance for the first time in a long time for a UFC pay-per-view. It's going to have a massive cut. It's got a massive, it's drawn a lot of money already. It's probably already high on pay-per-view buys that the people have been buying it already.
Easily million plus.
Waiting for round. People getting ready for it. If they tell everyone right now that Conor's out, people will go dip. People will still go to the event because they paid their ticket, but they're not going to be happy punters. And that'd be why they're skirting around trying to get good matchups. Jamal Hill and all that shouldn't be co-main in a way when you got MVP in there and Gary on the thing. They're looking at that Ortega Lopez as a co-main.
That's not going to be co-main, Jamie. That's just a fight on the card.
No. If the Conor fights don't happen, in Gary and all that will be main event, and that will be co-main. That's the rumor going around. That's the rumor going around. And then there's only one person who doesn't make anything out of this.
Yeah. John Henry.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks Saturday.
If McGregor pulls out TNT, you better do the right thing and take that thing off pay-per-view. Because I might not do a watch.
They can't. It'd be official.
Well,
that's why they're skirting around.
Boycotting.
This is why they're skirting around because
then they'd have to refund everyone who's purchased it already.
They'd have to refund everyone. They're not going to do that. I think once you set dates that things are going to be pay-per-views in advance, the companies set all that up, and TNT have put too much money into that now, so they can't make it show for free because they would have changed their scheduling on other programs. So
the card subject saying the card subject to change covers them.
Covers you legally.
Because legally there's nothing TNT have done wrong. They'd advertised a fight that they believed was happening. Injuries happen given the nature of the sport. They've kept his pay-per-view.
Did it happen in boxing when heavyweight fight? I can't remember who it was.
It's happened.
Someone pulled out last minute and everyone's like, this can't be. And the undercard got pulled out and he got changed around like 2 weeks before the fight. And they kept it pay-per-view. And it's like, they don't care. So Brits would still have to pay 20 odd quid for it.
Which is a disgrace. Like, before we move on to...
bro, what's the situation with Hill and Oldberg as well? Like,
Well,
who?
I don't know.
Well, Hill's a nah.
Yeah, he is. I
Well,
I really
know
hope
not.
Hill just because I'll be honest. I think Hill's overlooking Oldberg because he's focusing on this whole Pereira situation.
Yeah, I've got to say, probably Dana said that to probably he's not been let out of Pereira's head yet because Pereira's rent free there, so I don't know if that's been let out yet.
Speaking of Pereira, though, do you see what Yuri said yesterday? I think.
Yes,
he said he's negotiating, and the guy asked, "Is it for 303?" And he said, "No, that's speculation." Something says something.
Yeah, speculation.
Quite endearing.
Apparently, I've seen that it's for 305.
That's Perth.
Oh yeah,
Pereira and Yuri.
Yeah, but do you know where Pereira is right now? Don't you?
Australia.
No, he is. But what about Izzy and DDP then?
It'd be co-main event.
That's your co-main.
Oh, Izzy ain't going to be co-main event. They would never do that.
Toss.
Can you imagine they make Izzy co-main and Pereira main?
Oh, they would never do that. That'd be crazy.
I'm sorry, Pereira's the better fighter, so he should be main event. You know, I watched a man grow his limbs walking out to the ring. You know,
I just don't think they do it because they can get two pay-per-view cards rather than one.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? At UFC,
can you imagine? Do you know how amazing that would be, though?
What? Yeah, but Australia I don't know why they give Australia everything.
Because they do stadium fights.
They even sell everything, my friend.
Not stadium fights, though. The arenas are huge, innit?
Yeah, this Saudi card sucks now, though. So.
But before we move on to the other bit of breaking news that has happened today as well, I just need a quick few things. Just a quick answer. I'll start off with big up Coppish. I don't know who's controlling the account. Is it Matt? Is it
that's
Drift?
Not me. That must be. It's either Matt or Drift.
Well, big up Matt and Drift.
It's Alonso. It's Alonso.
It's Alonso.
Don't even tempt fate because she's sleeping at the moment. She wakes up and it'll be hell.
Yeah, big up. So just a quick thing. I think we're going to get 100% clarification, hopefully, probably by the time we wake up tomorrow. It's Drift.
Big up, brother.
Drifty, let me know if you're confident that McGregor's actually going to be making the walk. Like, let us know in the chat if you think McGregor is actually going to be showing up for 303. I'll go to you, Jamie. Will we have McGregor versus Chandler headline the UFC 303? Yes or no? And if no, what's the main event going to be?
No, it will be them. Whatever needs to happen and be sorted at last minute, and then that will be your main event.
Not in the slightest.
I think that would be your main event, but I don't think the co-main event will be the co-main event.
I'll go to you, Callum. Do we see McGregor Chandler at UFC 303? If not, then who?
I don't think we do. I think we may see Yuri and Pereira.
I'm holding out for some little hope that they come to some sort of an arrangement. Big up Solo as well. CJ, that comment about Khamzat, that's the next subject, my friend. So we'll definitely discuss there.
Culture
background. Yeah, it's definitely past the watershed moment. So yeah, we can definitely
culture.
Yeah, I think that it will happen. I'm still optimistic that it will happen. So I think it will. I think the co-main event will be scrapped, and I think it will be Gary versus MVP co-main event, and I think it will be Lopez Ortega opening the card. So that's what I think it's going to be. It's going to be a hell of a fight. Okay, so the next bit of news. We're thinking UFC Saudi next week.
Yeah.
Thinking, damn, we're going to get Khamzat versus Robert Whittaker. Number one contender bout. Or so we thought. However, Khamzat Chimaev is currently violently ill in hospital at the moment. So he is out So we need a replacement. Is it Paulo Costa? Wants a rematch? No. Is it Sean Strickland who wants a shot at Robert Whittaker so he gets an official number 1 contender slot? No. Says he's going to wait. Is it going to be Imanov that's literally just fought on the weekend? No. It is Khamzat's old opponent, Alaskrov.
It's a non-ranked bum. That's what it is. It's a non-ranked.
I'll share the screen. Yeah, I'll share the screen. Yeah.
He's not even ranked in the top 15.
Yeah.
No, it's a non-ranked bum.
Okay, can you hear this?
This should be. What's up, everybody? So a little news here. Unfortunately, Khamzat Chimaev is out of the fight next weekend in Saudi Arabia, violently, and I mean violently ill. So he's going back home, and hopefully he gets well soon. The replacement, Ikram Aliskerov. Who is Ikram Aliskerov? This guy is 15-1. His only loss in his 16-fight pro career is the Khamzat Chimaev. So this dude is a legit contender in only his 3rd UFC fight. If he gets a knockout against Robert Whittaker, he'll go into a tie for the longest active UFC knockout streak. He's got 7 first-round finishes, 6 wins by knockout, 5 by submission. This guy has finished 11 of 15 wins, 73% finish rate. He's on a 7-fight win streak. We offered everybody in the division this fight. Nobody would take it except for Robert Whittaker. The main event is badass. This should be a great fight. And Khamzat, get well soon, my friend.
My friend, what the fuck is this guy?
Jamie, I'll just hey, you know what, Jamie? Do you know what, before I go in and ask the questions, Jamie, I'll just let you cook. I'll let you cook.
I can't stand this plum. He's trying to big up a non-ranked fighter to fight Whittaker in the main event of a big show. What are we doing? What? And no one wants to fight him apart from Whittaker. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like,
Strickland no one wants to fight this man. Is so dangerous. Oh, God.
He probably should reword it and say no one in the top 15 wants to fight him, because why would you?
It's just like, so our main event has gone from a very intriguing special main event to Robert Whittaker fighting another Dagestanian Russian that Dana White's got a massive erection for, by the look of it. He absolutely loves his Russians, don't he? Fuck me. There was no one else that could. There's no one else that could make. It's just, I can't bother watching that card now. It pisses me off. Absolutely pisses me off. So you give Robert Whittaker. Look, if he's as dangerous as you say he is, why are you giving him to Robert Whittaker? You know, what's Robert Whittaker done wrong to you?
So is this
it's just
no? I'll go to you, Callum.
Fucking had enough.
So this was supposed to be number 1 contenders bout.
Yeah,
Whittaker Khamzat, and we all had our issues with it. Should Askarov get the job done? Smokes Robert Whittaker. Are you telling me he's the number 1 contender for the middleweight belt?
Well, he'd be ranked number 2. He'd be ranked number 2 in the division, wouldn't he? Behind Izzy and Duplessis. No, hold on. Where's Strickland? Right, let me have a quick look at the rankings. So it's Duplessis, Strickland. So he'd jump up to number 4 in the rankings. He'd have to have one more fight to get. He'd have to get one more fight. He'd have to beat Strickland or Adesanya, providing Adesanya's not getting a title shot. Either way, it's. I'm kind of adrift here. Like, I can understand why Rob took the fight, because obviously he's had a training camp, doesn't want it to go to waste. Very different match style, though.
Where's Kamaru? You could have got Kamaru. Hey,
I wanted Kamaru versus Robert Whittaker for the longest time.
Like Kamaru, number 1 contender bout. You win, you got the next shot. You get a
If
chance at
Kamari's
2
been
belts.
short notice the last time, he can't take 2 short notice in a row because if he
Yeah,
loses this
that's
one,
true.
his stock plummets, doesn't it?
Plus, he
Which is
said
a shame.
that he's recovering from injuries, but I completely agree with Drift. Like, yes, I know you want to, get new fights in the division, new fighters into the rankings, fresh blood, freshens it up for the fans. But there's a way to build your fighters. Like, there is a way to build them, and this is not the way. This guy was probably just breaking into the top 15. Killer outside of the UFC, comes in great. But my God, like, this reminds me of Joe Pyfer versus Jack Hermanson, but on a different level. Joe Pyfer got the gas. Oh, this guy punch harder than Ngannou. This guy's the Dom. Gets in there with Hermanson, and he just got a checkbook. Went, yeah, fraud, checked, done, finished. And then you've just knocked him right back down the rankings. Again, doesn't progress. And you're like, shit, just ruined another potential good fighter, good promotion. And you wrecked him because you chucked him into a position he was supposed to be fighting this weekend. It's not a number 1 contender fight for Ikram.
It's not for Rob either.
It's not for Rob either now. And then Usman's on the 3-fight losing streak. Yeah, that's
So
correct.
what does this do? So you got DDP and Izzy for some reasons having the next title fight, although Strickland's ranked 1 and Izzy's ranked 2.
Hey, Strickland's adamant that he should be waiting around for a title shot. And I'm like, hold on, buddy. Yeah, he didn't exactly put.
I actually agree with Strickland here. I'm not going to lie. He in my opinion, he lost a split decision in a fight where a lot of people thought he won. He came back, he fought someone else and won pretty much every round in that fight. If I'm Strickland, I'd wait as well. He should be getting the rematch now. It shouldn't be Izzy. And again, you guys know how much I love Izzy. It shouldn't be Izzy. It should be Strickland.
Yeah. I just don't know where Whittaker could go. If Whittaker loses this, his middleweight career is finished.
Yeah.
If he loses, his middleweight career is finished. He'll have to go 205.
Drifty with the DDP Diamond Dallas Page. Hey, Drifty, if you're around and you want to hop in, hey, Callum, if you send in the link, then Drifty, you're more than welcome to hop on and make your debut.
That's a Diamond Dallas Page, and that's old school.
That is some old school stuff, but
you know what an upside down diamond is, don't you? Yes.
Hey, could you imagine, right, after Dana had announced it, he like Saudi call him. His excellency calls him and goes, "What's this? Oh yeah, Khamzat's out, so we need a replacement." This, yeah, I'm taking a few mil off that paycheck I gave you. I want some back.
It's not the same people that do the boxing, though, is it? It's actually the royal family, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think they're all part of the same. Yeah. Do you know what? Briallo would have been a much more interesting fight against Whittaker, and he would have been more deserving.
I'd rather have seen Brandon Allen.
Brendan Allen. I know he probably doesn't deserve it, but Paul Craig. Like, you could tell me that Paul Craig wasn't more.
So you're telling me they couldn't get Izzy money for this fight against Whittaker?
I think I'll be honest, even a Bo Nickel, I know Bo's not ranked high, but he's a big name. Bo's a big name.
But he's not Russian. So we know Dana's got this thing at the moment for Russians and Dagestanians. So
and now you're holding it. Who is
he? I'm telling you, here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. He's going to beat Whittaker. It's going to be a massive upset. And then he's going to have another fight, win that, and he will be middleweight champion by the end of next year.
Could be.
Big up, Drifty. Thanks for joining.
Yes, brothers. What's good?
So how do you feel about this? Robert Whittaker getting screwed over. Your boy is getting screwed.
Well, we already know.
I swear it.
We already know, innit? You know what I'm saying? This is a man who had to come back from life-saving surgery to fight Izzy just to please a certain man and a fan base. But that's the type of guy he is. So, You know what I mean? It is what it is.
You should write movies, I swear
The Montreal screw job is another Saudi
Where's
screw job.
Khamzat running? Where's he running?
He said
He's violently ill. What does violently ill mean? He's shitting and being sick at the same time.
There's a picture of him on the internet at the moment in hospital. In a hospital.
Yeah,
bed,
I'll actually find it now and I'll share it. So
You know, if he's actually ill, obviously I wouldn't take liberties with someone who's really ill.
Has
but
he got food
violently ill
poisoning?
Violently ill sounds to me like someone who just had KFC by the wrong person, and you just got to get it out of your system.
Oh, we've all been there.
hey, listen to this. Yeah, I'll just share the screen. Right.
Chicken Cottage. Don't go Chicken Cottage, guys. Do not touch Chicken Cottage. Just putting it out there.
Khamzat's first 3 fights took place in 65 days. Since then, he's had 4 fights in 4 years.
Yeah, the man's a bum.
There's something going on behind the scenes.
I think he has visa issues as well.
Why has he taken so long between fights? What's
This is what I'm saying. Something's going on.
I think for some of it, it's been visa issues because obviously he's got links to people that the US aren't friendly with, so that's why he's only fought in Abu Dhabi.
America friendly with.
Well, Captain Warlord, like he's not.
So if that's the case, why haven't they tried to get him on some of the cards that have been in other parts of the world?
He's only fought on Saudi cards. That's it. Like he's only. I think last fight against Usman he fought was in Saudi. I think that's why he's changed his citizenship to the United Arab Emirates. Try to help him with a visa so he can fight more. Obviously, he's got the hospital things, but you know, for someone who had such a big hype train, like now when I see him, is he going to make it?
I still rate him. I still think he's a good fighter. You know what it was? What I loved about this and hated about this fight at the same time was that Whittaker massively reinvested in his stocks by getting the win, but a loss would have probably ended him. So I was like, it's a way for him to get back, but it's also for a way to him be finished. So I was always teetering on like being a bit like worried, apprehensive about the fight, nervous. This is one of them fights where the adrenaline would have been flowing and I would have been shaking a bit. I don't know if you don't get like that when there's somebody fighting who you really like, and you get that like adrenaline rush that starts to like flow through you. It would have been one of them ones. But yeah,
yeah, COVID plus visa, couldn't fight anywhere apart from the Middle East.
Then sack him. Simple as that. That's just if he can't fight, he's no good to you, is he? Come back when you can. Before we carry on, I need to know something though. Drift, did you how much of your house did you wreck after that demo last night? That only lasted like seconds.
Bro, can you believe that? What kind of demo was that? I made better things like that at uni.
I know, it was terrible.
What the hell was that? I turned the light on, walked around the hut, and then it said demo over. What?
It was proper exciting. This one's gonna be good, guys.
Please say I've not paid for the demo.
I couldn't believe it. I had to get me drawing for Grand Theft Auto, you know.
Hey, Christian, you're trying to catch me out again. You're trying to catch me out again. I've been baited nearly 3 times. 3 times this stream that I've nearly been baited out to say some very inappropriate words, but
yeah. I don't even know what that's meant to say.
Upside down diamond, Joe.
Oh, my clitoris. I'm with you. Yeah. I'm with you. I'll say it. I'm a grown man. I still ain't found it, so I don't know. You know what I mean?
Jason Persson should be forced into a cage with Rob after what he did. What do you mean what he did?
Oh, Jace heard the referee. Nah. I wouldn't go that far. That's to go into that'd be harsh to put him in there, Robert Whittaker.
I think that's what should happen. You know, referees that calls like early stoppages or don't just stand there where a man's getting choked out and they just let him sleep and almost die and don't stop the fight or anything. That the bloke's next fight should be against the ref as punishment. That's what should happen.
Would get battered then.
I don't know, like Herb Dean used to.
Herb Dean can go, can't he?
Yeah,
Herb Dean can go.
I'll be honest. I don't think anyone wants to with John McCarthy either.
John McCarthy made up the name MMA, didn't he?
Exactly. Yeah, John McCarthy would choke a few people out very quick.
Quick comment from CJ.
not the ref that's supposed to do that, bro. It's that judge who's like, hold on, he gave what in a split decision? That's the person who should have to go and do a round with one of the fighters.
Madness. Yeah, that's a madness.
How did they get away? They're worse than the PGMOL.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
No, Cal, they can just make up scores, bro. They can just actually make up scores.
The PGMOL are just making up rules, bro.
Yeah, but he's sitting there making his own rules as well, but he's watching the round and he's like, I don't really care how that went. I'm giving it a 10-8. Like, you know, he does them referees are scandal. What was the fight the other day, guys? On the was it the 300 or the 301 card?
Costa Strickland one.
Costa Strickland. Come on, man.
Strickland won every round.
What was that? What was that judge? He should have had to get in there with Strickland for 30 seconds.
I don't know. That's the worst man.
Yeah, that might be. That might be a step too far with Strickland.
He should have had to get in there for 30 seconds with Strickland, bro.
Any interest in Tank Davis and Frank Martin this weekend?
Yeah, do you know what? Frank is a bit dangerous though. He is a bit dangerous.
The Tank did make him flinch today.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
That was hilarious.
Shall I be honest with you? You see the whole flinching thing. If you don't flinch, you're taking a big risk, you know. If someone comes up to me and pretends to hit me, and I don't like, I'm meant to move because I'm meant to be reacting because I don't know if this person's going to hit me or not, and I don't really want to stand there and get hit in the face and then turn around and go, I wasn't going to flinch. I'm flinching and I'm stepping back to let
like
something go. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't flinch, you end up like Chris Rock, and then you're like, oh, right, actually did just get boxed.
Chris Rock didn't flinch. Chris Rock didn't flinch.
But it does punk the man, innit, though. We got to be honest, as men, we know if somebody makes you flinch like that, then you do look like you got punked, you know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I'd rather be a punk than be knocked out, man.
I think after the flinch, you only have one thing you can do, and that is actually hit him. Like, you can't just take the flinch and then just have him laugh in your face like Tank did. Like, Tank actually pointed at him like, afterwards, it's like, oh, yeah, you got to hit him. You got to hit him.
Tank's with him.
Valentina's made me flinch a few times.
Hey, Captain Deadpool, I watched Dan Mogley have to stand by as Frank Mir's face, which uses a mop for the canvas against Shane Carver in the good days. Yeah, Herb Dean would have just let people die in the octagon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Herb Dean, man.
Yeah, don't think there's anything else breaking.
Who's the small guy? There's no, because I can tell he's about it. He's got like loads of tattoos and he's really short, a white guy.
Oh, Frank Trigg.
I'm sure I've seen him do a heavyweight clash, and I thought that's just not a good idea.
Well, Frank Trigg used to be a fighter, isn't he?
Frank Trigg's a ref now, isn't he? Yeah, he looks like
Kurt. Yeah, but like surely, like he can't even really get involved. Like he's so much. No, but he's not gonna. He can't twist the man. I mean, like
you want to bet?
No, well, if he wants to lose his job, he can.
Frank Trigg's a dangerous man.
Hey, Herb Dean's stuck in the gladiator days.
Yeah, fact. No, Mario Yamasaki's the worst though. Like we've literally seen, like when Valentina beat up that woman at 25, and he was just standing over it, and he's like, "I wanted to let her go out like a warrior." We're like,
so
bro,
let Valentina get her knuckles red. Is
that what he said? Did he actually?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. He's like, if she dies, she dies. You know.
Yeah.
The man of culture.
Some more news.
More news.
Aerial guys.
Was she mounted at the time?
Yeah. Crucifix.
More news.
Oh, crucifix. Okay.
Saudi main event situation has been resolved. All focus is on 303. They have a new main event lined up that does not include Mcgregor and Chandler. They have a new co-main event lined up that does not include Hill and Allberg. The consensus is that they want to announce it all, plus the new date for McGregor Chandler, August or September, has been discussed. And that would likely mean creating a new pay-per-view dates for those months. So that'd be the 31st of August or the 28th of September. That has been discussed. that part, which is massive in all this, has not been finalised, hence the delay. Lots of moving parts. No talk, by the way, has centred around Chandler fighting someone else on 303. That was the one. That was one discussed at the very beginning of all this, but nothing made sense. The plan, at least of right now, is to just move it later this year. So breaking news, it looks like that McGregor and Chandler is off UFC 303, and there will be a new main event and possible co-main.
What did I just say? The rumor I just read is that they're going to put MVP and Thingy in the main event, and Lopez and Ortega as the co-main.
That's the
I said that about 10 minutes before Ariel said.
Yeah. But
it was a shocking card anyway.
Yeah, it's not a pay-per-view card.
It's International Fight Week, though. It's International Fight Week, and this is how you want to treat the fans.
The only fight, in my opinion, that could have lived up to this, even though I love Pereira and Yuri, because we've already seen them fight, I don't know if it'd have that same clamour. For me, it'd be Topuria versus Max.
Yeah, I don't think Topuria's going to fight unless it's in Spain.
Oh, I thought you said Poirier for a minute. I was going to say, bro, you just come out of a war, bro. He's trying to kill him, bro.
No. Topuria and Max, for me, would be the biggest fight you can make right now, because the way Max just won and because of the way Topuria just won, and it'd be for the BMF and the featherweight title. But neither of them are going to take the fight on this notice. Especially Topuria. Max might, Topuria wouldn't. Max probably take the fight.
Yeah, but that's the breaking news.
Might end up being in this pay-per-view. Like,
Drift, thoughts on that? That was a new main event that does not include McGregor or Chandler. So what do you think's happened? Do you think it's injury that's caused McGregor to?
Yeah, most likely. Most likely. I mean, one thing I will give McGregor credit for is he isn't somebody who like cowards out. He might take fights that he shouldn't take, but he doesn't coward out. I don't think he's pulled out of any fights, has he?
Just one in Cage Warriors, but he was injured for that. But he's not pulled out any UFC fights.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? And we've even seen this guy like do his knee and still finish a fight, and literally has to be knocked out to stop after breaking his ankle. So we know he's not a quitter or he's not anything like that. So I reckon it probably is an injury. But or do you know what? There's a possibility it could maybe have something to do with the weight cut, and he just wanted to style it. Maybe, I don't know.
He's 170, so he doesn't need to cut.
Yeah, but he looked like he was walking around at like 200.
Yeah, those steroids are good stuff.
Yeah, like he was really swollen. I'm not gonna lie, like he had no neck.
Which new main event would save 303?
Topuria and Max.
Yuri versus Yuri versus Pereira too.
I'm down for that fight. I really want to see that fight.
Yeah, that would be the one.
Run that back again. Hopefully, there's no suspicion.
Pereira's vibing in Australia at the moment, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
But as we've seen, though, Jay, Pereira might be 6'2" today.
Yeah,
6'8" tomorrow.
Might be 6'6" tomorrow.
He might walk back from Australia.
I've literally seen him grow in height walking down to the ring. It's mad. The man's different. The man's different.
He's a shapeshifter. I'm telling you, the guy's a shapeshifter.
It's incredible the way he actually has such a kind of awkward looking stance, but he's so good.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
He doesn't even throw power into his punches.
He doesn't. Or his kicks, bro. It doesn't look like he throws power in anything.
I'm telling you, the guy's a shapeshifter, bro.
One of the best leg kicking game in the game. The leg kicks a different level. Someone put Tito Ortiz versus Chuck Liddell forward save the event.
I bet his penetration game is strong though.
Hey, Dana would probably pay any money to have Tito Ortiz knocked out again in the UFC.
I don't think Chuck Liddell can actually walk.
I was going to say Chuck's not knocking anyone out. Well, let me rephrase that. He'd knock me out, but he's not knocking out like a.
I don't think he would. You know, I think he'd knock.
I'd rather not tempt it. You know, Joe.
Oh, he's 50 odd years old. I'll give it a go. Why not?
You speak.
I think the Avengers assembled tonight.
I'd smash the shit out of him. He's in his 50s, man. I'll trip him up. His hip will go. I lay on top of him. He ain't getting me off. I'll just hammer him to the ground. Game over. I'll get Cal video in it, so we've got proof. And then
Jay, all jokes aside, would you take it as like a YouTube special event, like 50 grand?
Yeah, I've already said I'll do any of them YouTube fights.
Would you I know he's old though, but he's still a monster.
No, I'd get give me any 50-year-old man. Give me him. I'm up for it.
Shit,
I ain't fine chocolate though.
What's he going
to do? I might have to try and Don King that for you because Matt keeps trying to get out of this Tyron Woodley. So,
you're dying to promote a fight, innit? You're dying to promote a fight.
I'm trying to get Matt Woodley, beard versus beard, but he won't. He won't let it happen.
Let's keep it friendly. I'll fight Matt.
Just get on the phone to Hunter Campbell. He'll make the fight happen. Get on the phone to Hunter. He'll make the fight happen in the UFC. That's the event to save 303. Matt versus Tyron Woodley.
Beard versus
I even tried to make lifetime supply of KFC for the winner. I've tried everything. He ain't having it.
Who is it you're trying to get me in there with?
Who did I want you to fight again? It was a boxer, I think. I don't think it was a UFC fight. I think it was a boxer.
No, CM Punk. You tried to get me.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. Bruv, I reckon in a boxing fight, you would bruck up CM Punk, man.
Apparently, it's Hill that's injured.
He's probably injured his fingers, all that tapping on Instagram, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's mad. I'm not gonna lie, that's crazy to lose both your co-main and your main, isn't it?
Yeah, that is.
But I who's beyond Dana, the UFC. I'm wondering, right, if the reason why they're showing Hunter as like the guy that makes the fights. So when shit like this happens, they go, Hunter, it's your fault that this event's fallen through. Not Dana. It's your fault now.
They need to keep Hunter sweet because Hunter seems like he's running all the operations behind the scenes.
I think Hunter's above Dana in the pecking order.
He is 100%. He is.
I was just thinking. I was just reading this paragraph here about making up a new pay-per-view in August or September. You do know that means this pay-per-view will be cancelled.
It won't be. It can't be a pay-per-view
because then they'd make 13 pay-per-views in a year.
I think they have done that once.
I remember, have they?
So that would. They've got to do it. They've got to give people back their money or keep them pre-subscribed to when the event happens.
It's already been confirmed.
If they do one in, there's already Perth's already 305 in August. You know.
Yeah, so they're going to have to put a 13th pay-per-view in this year, or they make this pay-per-view 303 into a fight night.
Yeah.
So at the moment, what was the two dates? It was the 31st of August and what, the 28th
of September.
So 28th of September is currently a fight night, and that's in France.
Yeah.
Is that card already made up? Like,
no one's on that.
I don't know. Hey guys, quick question: did any of you see the Eddie Hall clip from the weekend?
Yeah, that was a lot, man.
No.
Him beating up two Romanian midgets.
I'll find it now.
Yeah, that's
that what? Yeah, no. Do you know what? What is that all about anyway? This 2-on-1
European royalty. That is what that is.
I think I saw like where there was women fighting a man as well. What's going on?
Look at the power.
Who wants to see?
Crazy.
Who wants?
And what are the rules? If one of them's knocked out, the fight's over, yeah?
No, it's not. The one who's knocked out can't continue. And then the other one's by himself.
To be fair.
Like, what did they really think they could take? Look at the size of him.
Yeah, he's a beast, isn't he?
You know, he threw him the way if he wanted to, like Cal would pick up Robbie and just throw. Like he just threw him like that, like he was a child.
I'm not gonna lie. Robbie would probably get me with a single leg. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm probably thinking
Robbie's pretty
nowhere.
And I think I saw like 2 or 3 women against one guy as well. And I was like, what is this? What is this new weird rules crap they're doing?
That's
Eastern
cool.
European MMA.
That's cool. Keeping women in their place.
That's what Ali Abdelaziz wants, isn't it?
Oh,
in the face,
Jesus.
man.
Captain
I don't
Doug.
come in the kitchen and tell you how to cook. You don't tell me how to fight. You know what I mean?
Listen, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That is taking equal rights, equal lefts way too literal.
Equal rights,
Way
equal
too
fights is what I tell
Like
Antonio.
way
Yeah,
too
I go,
literal.
what?
Jesus.
I went equal rights, equal fights, and then she looked at me. She was like, "What? Excuse me?" I went, yeah, I said it.
Yeah, that was. I don't know what they're doing. I wouldn't have commissioned those two little guys to get in there with that giant. Like, there's no way. He could have broke his neck with that powerbomb. He didn't do. He didn't put any, like, normally when you're doing a move, there is a respect for the fighter that you do it in a certain way. He was like, however, like, if you die, you die. He did it like, I don't care if you, like, I don't care how you land. I don't care what you break. Like, just get out of it, kind of thing. I just think that's crazy. They need to stop that, man.
Yeah, that was wild.
That's too
Yeah.
far.
But I think we'll call it a night. I don't think there's anything else that's dropped. No, it's not dropped. But everyone that's joined, massive thank you for everyone that's tuned in. Drifty, massive thanks for hopping in for a bit, for making the debut on the channel. Hopefully, this won't be the last time either. Thanks for Callum, Jamie. Thanks for everyone that's tuned in. Anything you guys want to promote on your channels that are coming up this week? Obviously, the Euros kick off tomorrow. So
yeah, me and Jamie will be live tomorrow for the Euros. So yeah, we're looking forward to that. And yeah, and we're gonna be doing a lot of games over the tournament as well. So you'll see a lot of us. So yeah, looking forward to it, man. It's gonna be fun.
Jamie, got anything coming up on your channel?
Yeah, I've got my virtual.
Yeah, just you might want to close your ears for this bit, Jamie.
Yeah, I got my virtual video tomorrow. Why I think he will leave this summer.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
And Callum, got anything coming up on
And
Coppish?
Joe Gomez.
I'm worried about Trent as well, seeing all of this brotherhood going on with him and Bellingham as well.
Yeah. Yeah, the groom has become the predator, isn't it? That's what
Jesus Christ. But everyone that's tuned in, smash the like button. Obviously, the GoFundMe is in the link as well for the Midnight Walk I'm doing at the end of August for the domestic abuse support unit in Wrexham. So make sure to just donate as much or as little as you can will be very much appreciated. Trying to raise £500 for it. So yeah, check out the GoFundMe in the link below, and yeah, we'll see you all very soon.
Peace.
Peace.